Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about short form content, your TikToks, your Instagram Reels, your YouTube Shorts, your Facebook Reels. There's probably more of these kind of things out there. You know, these vertical videos that are all like 1 minute long and they have that sort of text that subtitles each of the videos. It's done by an AI, so it's always a little bit wrong. You know, you kind of got all these sort of videos, and then it's the scrolling thing. I really dislike it. And this video is sort of to try and air my grievances with it, because I do need to get over it. I need to get used to the fact that this is here to stay. It's not going anywhere, and it's actually been here for quite a while now. So I think it started off with Vines. Vine launched in, I believe, 2013 or 2014, and it lasted for about 4 years, and it shut down, I think, like 2018. And then that got replaced with Musical.ly, that then got replaced with TikTok, and TikTok was the one that really launched us into the stratosphere, this huge scale onslaught of these short form videos. And now short form content is kind of the new thing, it's the big thing that people need to sort of get on. And for instance, with this channel, I know that I should be making these videos into short form little 1 minute snippets of some of the best bits, because I know that that would probably do really well. And it's not that I'm not going to. I am going to play with the devil in that kind of regard, but I don't really want to. And the reason I don't want to is because I feel like it's feeding into this endless doom scrolling that kind of happens. And I feel like the doom scroll is kind of the big issue with the internet at the moment. You know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it would be a case you had pages. So you would get down to the bottom of the page, and then you would click the next page, and then you would scroll down the next page. But once you get onto page 3, you feel a bit bad because you've gotten to page 3. You never normally get to page 3, you're normally on page 1. Now there's none of that. You just scroll up super high. Hello. So now you kind of, instead of having a 12, 15, 20, 30 minute sort of thing, you instead have a lot of very short 10 to 30 to a minute long videos, so 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute, possibly up to 3 minutes. But I don't think those are particularly popular. I think the golden zone, the golden space of this is about 30, 40 seconds for these short form clips, because what you tend to do is, at least for me, what happens is I'm in the morning, right? I'm in bed, and I'm a bad person for getting up. I really struggle to get up in the morning. So you get on your phone, you see if you've got any texts or anything. You're like, okay, a couple of people are texting me. All right, I'll get back to them. So what I do is I go onto YouTube, and I'm like, okay, I want maybe some music, or maybe like a bit of a podcast, or just some YouTube video, you know, just something to fill my brain with some activity so that it brings me to life a little bit. It's like the coffee before the coffee, if that makes sense. So you get on it, and you sort of, because your brain is still quite weak-willed. My willpower is very weak in the morning because I'm still really groggy. I've just woken up, I'm not thinking at full capacity. And so it's in those moments where you get these quite head-graspingly, like, clickbaity kind of titles. And you know that because it's a short-form piece of content, it's only like 30 seconds, so you might as well chuck it on, see what it is, because it's not going to take much of your attention anyway. And then what happens is you watch that, and then you scroll down because it's just a natural motion, whoosh, and you see the next one, oh, okay, whoosh, and then you start going on the comments, and you start scrolling down the comments whilst you're watching this thing in the background, which has already got like Subway Surfers or whatever on the bottom with the podcast clip that they've stolen at the top to kind of, you know, engage your attention even more. And now you're going a step beyond that and reading the comments while that's going on. So it's like that level of short attention span isn't even enough for you. You've already lost your short attention span from watching a bloody YouTube short of a TikTok. And so you start going through these comments, and they incense you because, like, particularly what I find is there's stuff like trad wives, or like, you know, you get, sometimes mine comes up with bullshit like, hello. Like, never anything wholesome like this. You end up getting like crap like Andrew Tate and really nasty people like that coming on, and I end up getting incensed by it, and I get angry by it, and the comments incense me even further because it's just going so much further because the comments all agree with this stuff, and it's like I'm talking to an alien race that wants the worst for humanity. And that just gets my brain thinking really grim stuff in the morning. And then that negativity isn't further incensed as you scroll further and further along, because the algorithm attaches to the fact that you stayed on this for a long time and you gave it your engagement. when it wasn't positive engagement, it was very negative engagement. It made me feel bad. It made me feel worse as a result of watching it. And I'd rather it did not exist full on. And I don't like to say that about works of art. I have a very broad view of what art is. And I really hate the fact that I have to technically call these things art in my definition of it. But I kind of do. Art isn't necessarily for the benefit of humanity. It's just a tool of expression. So there's some people out there that have really horrible things to express. And that is what I feel like the short form thing is festering. And I know it's because of that's what it thinks I like, because I end up giving it my attention. And so I try and actively just quickly go past it. Whenever politics come up, boom, go away, quick, now. Get onto some like Neil deGrasse Tyson talking some bollocks about space. And okay, yeah, that's all right. That's just some like nebulous whatever kind of fact that doesn't have any political culture war bullshit attached to it, and that's all right. And then you end up going on the comments anyway, and the comments were so negative. I had to uninstall Instagram because genuinely you go on Instagram, and I had to use it for my business and stuff, so I'd be on it a fair bit to try and promote my old business. And I would end up on the Instagram reels, and on the Instagram reels it's so much worse than say the YouTube shorts, because the people on there, I think there's a lot of bots for a start, but some of the attitudes towards like women, ethnic minorities, and like, just life in general is just absolutely fucking foul. And I really can't stand it. And I think the fact that this sort of content proliferates that type of thinking is part of why I dislike it so much. But even if it didn't do that, I think I would dislike it just on the sense that how much can you really communicate in a minute? I mean, I don't know how long this video is at the moment. I feel like it's probably like 4 or 5 minutes in. And it's 7 minutes in, so how could I possibly communicate this much stuff in 1 minute? Unless I really spoke really, really quick and I did everything like this and I had to do everything really scripted and everything, I start talking like this. And there are people that do that. And there's that very quick TikTok voice that kind of goes around. And there's also tricks like starting the video in the middle so you get people confused, and then they end up watching it twice to see the entire thing because now they've seen it from the halfway point to the halfway point of the next one. So you end up getting more audience retention. And it's basically a hub for trying to game the algorithm and because gaming the algorithm basically means trying to manipulate an audience into doing what you want. I mean, the call to action is technically a form of that, but at least it's upfront about it. It's just you politely asking, hey, can you subscribe? Can you like the video and leave a comment? That's all right. But with this stuff, it feels like you're manipulating them into watching the video more or leaving some kind of comment. On Instagram, I don't know if they still do it because I've uninstalled Instagram, but there was that thing of like, double tap this to see the thing, to see the shape that it makes, or that kind of thing. Like there'll be a little heart-shaped void in a basic like black and white image, and you double tap it and the heart comes up and it fills that space, and now you've technically liked the video. So when I was on Instagram, I kind of do them just to see what it looked like, and then I would unlike the video again. I'd unlike the picture, and even doing that's probably gained it some boost on the algorithm, and it's been seen as a form of engagement because I have technically liked the video. So I don't know, all of these tricks and all these things make this platform of short form content, which isn't just YouTube, it's TikTok, it's Twitter does it as well, Facebook, all of them do it. They've all ripped off TikTok, and TikTok then came from Musical.ly, which came from Vine. Which at least Vine had the thing of being 6 seconds long, so there was that sort of trying to fit as much into that space as possible, but now they're a bit longer. It's not even that as a gimmick anymore, it's just that this is the new thing, this is the new norm. And I hope as time goes on, it stabilizes, and this really nasty stuff is basically an echo of, say, 2015, 2016 YouTube, when YouTube started to get really, really ubiquitous, extremely ubiquitous, more so than it was before. And the response to that was an extreme offensive kind of quality to the videos, and people wanted like things to be as offensive as possible, and you had just really nasty things being said about people and all this sort of drama and stuff. I feel like I'm hoping that that's what's going on with TikTok and all these things at the moment, is that it's just an echo of, say, 2015, 2016 YouTube, and that this, Andrew Tate, alt-right, incel sort of bullshit is going to slowly go away. But even if it does, I don't know if that's my whole issue with the platform in general. I feel like there's not much you can express with that amount of space. There's not much you can do with the amount of time that you're given in that regard. And I feel like, what are we going to do going forwards? Are we going to keep this up? Are we going to start seeing films made with TikToks on TikToks? Are we going to see like a 20-part movie come out on TikTok that's like an hour-long special? And you know, it's like, sit around for part 2, next 3-minute scene, and no, and the next 3-minute one, and so on and so forth. What's going to happen? Is TikTok going to replace YouTube? I really hope it doesn't. But at the same time, I also want YouTube to no longer be a monopoly. So it's a very confusing topic because I don't actually have any of the answers to any of these things going forwards. Because I try to be constructive with these things, and I feel like with this, all I can do is just sit and point and jeer and go, God, look at all this bullshit that comes up. Because it's so brainless as well. Like, when I find myself scrolling through it in the morning, I find like an hour goes by, and then my mind just snaps out of it. It's like, Josh, what are you doing? Get off that. And then it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry to my own brain, and I get off it. And I'm like, okay, thank God. And I feel like I've just come out of this really awful trance. And is that what it's going to be in the future as you know, these creators start to get even better at manipulating their audiences into engaging with their content? Is that hour going to turn into 2 hours? Is it going to become a case that they get so good at manipulating their audiences that everyone's in it? Because like, my nan watches TikToks now. My nan watches TikTok. Like, people in my life that, you know, were sort of people that I would think were way too intelligent to ever get into this TikTok stuff, suddenly started getting into it. And it really freaked me out because I was like, oh God, it's going to happen to me. And it did happen to me because YouTube Shorts started coming out. And once that happened, I couldn't escape them anymore. I can't uninstall the YouTube app on my phone. It's physically impossible. You can't do it. I'm sure there's some hack to doing it, but and I know there's that YouTube Advanced thing, but I tried to do that. I couldn't get it to work. So I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with this TikTok bullshit. And I don't want it there. I really would like this whole genre of content to go away, and for, you know, more genuine expression and more in-depth discussion and thought and art to, you know, proliferate throughout this beautiful thing that we've got called the internet. Because it is amazing the fact that we can democratize the creative landscape and take power away from the established media that comes before us, and we're able to put the power in our own hands and you know, do a direct creator to the audience sort of thing. I think that's really beautiful, and I hope that we can continue to do that. And I hope that TikTok just becomes a thing of the past, but I'm not optimistic about that. I'm really not. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, the video. Thank you so much for watching this very pessimistic video. Bit of a moany one, I know, but I don't have much good to say about the platform. It's not that I've never seen a TikTok I've enjoyed. I've seen a couple I've enjoyed, but a couple in probably tens of thousands at this point, because they suck you in. They really suck you in. I don't like it. So that's going to be the video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Are there any TikToks you like? Are there any things like that you enjoy? Or do you find yourself getting sucked in as well? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Please share them. Would love to know. Yeah, that's going to be all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye. This is really comfortable, this spot. Like, I'm going to have to get up at a certain point, and I don't want to. Oh, God. Oh, I need to get up. I feel like I'm in bed right now. Oh, God, okay. Go on the YouTube app and then suddenly start scrolling through things on my phone. That'd be a good way of ending the video, wouldn't it? You do just look like this. Yeah, it's shit, isn't it?